day one of the NFL Combine is in the books with these guys being on the field. And man, this was a historically fast D lineman group. Linebackers weren't half as bad either. What's up, it's your boy Cintron, come back with another analysis video / news video. And I kid you not, that's my real name. So we're going to look at whose stock is up and whose stock is down. Because the people that are up, I'm taking note of you. The people that are down, I'm taking note of you so I can take advantage of you when picking you as likely, or casting you, I should say, as likely Eagles. So we'll see, who performed well and who needs to bank on their pro day. All right, let's get into it. First, we're looking at, I'm probably going to butcher his name, Adetomiwa Adebawore. The defensive end out of Northwestern. And man, this guy is 6'2", or they said a shade under 6'2", we're like 6'1", 282 fucking pounds, and ran a blazing 4.49. That's fucking unheard of. That's just ridiculous. I mean, he, wild out on the broad jump as well, and the vertical, and his draft rating is like 6.2 something. So he's like, looking at him as a backup. But man, if he, take a look at the tape. I don't know, if he plays up to, to that ability on tape, or just underrated. But man, those numbers are gonna get him some, and some, some eyes across the league. And it's the underwear Olympics. I'm looking at him like, man, I'd love to pick him up on that line, but it all has to check out. This should just be confirmation. The combine is really confirmation that these guys are as athletic as you thought they were, or they're just what you thought they were. But there will always be some guys surprised, because how often is a D lineman running and 40 yards in a straight line? At that, he might be, his change of directions, skills / traits are more important, because if he's, chasing somebody down, most likely it's going to be, he's, weaving through traffic, ducking and dodging people trying to get to the ball carrier in hot pursuit. But the 10-yard split, because them rushing the passer is what you're going to see, like that phone booth. Them, they get off within the first 10 yards, So that's the most important number for them. So if a guy runs in like 1.5 something, excellent number. 1.6 is pretty good, and anything after that is like, kind of like just, above average to, average, whatever. But you want to see how they get off the ball and explode upfield. But yeah, this guy just excellent, man. Like I said, you'd have to go back and look at the tape, but on-field drills as well. He could, be a stand-up linebacker. He could play edge or DN, with that, 5-man front that we play. And bro, I mean, just looking like a beast. Let's get it to the next guy though. Jack Campbell, the linebacker out of Iowa. I had a 159, 10 yard, and it was like 4.6. He ran into 4.6s, so very good for his size. 6'4" and 5/8, 249 pounder. Had some other athletic numbers with the vertical jump and the broad jump. So very good, and his 3-cone showed some fluidity for guy his size as well. So I think he won the buckets. So really, he's really quick to diagnose plays. He's probably gonna go a little bit too high for our taste, but man, guy to have a good eye on. If he slips, man, draft could be another place where you replace a guy and you're looking for a Bobby Wagner type. You got one guy that's gonna be quick to diagnose and doesn't take a lot of false steps. And this guy looks like he's legit, and the athleticism backs that up. So he's gonna make a great pick for somebody. This probably won't be us, because we won't be investing draft capital. We don't invest draft capital in linebackers high. I like to see how our guys develop that we drafted in the second and I think maybe third rounds as well. Like Sean Bradley's been a backup / special teamer, and the guy out of Colorado that we drafted just hasn't played. He just didn't pan out. Just a miss there. But we drafted him in the second round, so it's like ugh. But want those guys to be miss hits in the second and third round. Anything after that, you're gambling, but they're still valuable picks. especially when guys slip. You're there to catch them with those mid round picks. Kalisha Cansey, another D tackle out of Pittsburgh that's just a whirling dervish. Ran a 4.67, man. He a tick better than Aaron Donald's 4.68, man. In 2014, he's just a beast. He's not as good as Aaron Donald coming out of Pitt, but it gives you a lot to go off of, showing that he's explosive, and he got the short area quickness, and he has quick get off the ball. So he definitely boosted himself up there. I don't think we're seriously gonna look at this guy. If we did, I don't think we're looking for gap shooters. He would be someone nice to play if we missed on Jalen Carter. Or I think we're not gonna get him. I don't think he's gonna drop too far, enough for us to be able to grab him with the 10th pick. I think we turn that card in, and Howie wouldn't even worry about trading back. But I think it would behoove us not to trade back and get some middle round picks, because we are lacking in between rounds 4 and 7. So you could possibly get some more ammunition. I know what's gonna happen with the compensatory picks. Couldn't say that word, but yeah. This guy, I don't think he's what we were looking for. We have if we re-sign Javon Hargrave, he's in that mold, but he's lighter than him. So I mean, I don't know if he's like a more than a pass rusher. So he doesn't, like I said, go back and look at the film. Nolan Smith, man, out of Georgia. These Georgia guys, man, just lit it up today. He's 6'2", 238, so very light, but had a 4.39, like just blazing. And him coming off the edge, all I can think about is Hassan. He's still a fast guy running. He came out running a 4.52 out of Temple, but he's our weapon over there. This guy just would be able to eat off the edge there. Now all I can think about is Micah Parsons coming out of Penn State. About the same measurables. He's Micah's a little bit bigger. I think at 6'3", 245, but he runs the verbatim, like the same number, and his 10-yard split 152, excellent. Vertical jump high as hell, broad jump far as hell. So I mean, this guy made himself a lot of money, and I don't know if you were seriously be considering him, but he probably has coming out rated worse than Michael Parsons, but on that Georgia team, they didn't really need him to be a superstar. So I mean, was he more a product of the guys around him, not his lack of production, or is that just who he is? So you have to go back, like I said, and look at the tape and see. But we don't need this guy to be an all-star. He can just be a complementary piece, and just with that speed alone coming off the edge, I want a game changer, like drafting a guy. Like, he doesn't have to have that certain amount of speed, but if he knows how to use his hands, like the dogfighting out there, or if he just has excellent technique, plays with great leverage and discipline, that's the guy. Or if want to go with a speed specialist he's a one-trick pony, but he's a 10 out of 10 rating at that one trick, I'll take it. Byron Young, another guy on the edge here, man. A 4.43, just blistering. Golly. I don't know what his size dimensions are, but man, these guys are just amazing, man. They're D linemen, or D linemen slash, edge rushers, these 3-4 guys. But anyways, regardless, that's impressive. 6'2", 250. And he's been to the edge like that. I mean, I'll take it. Can take it. So, I don't know where he's, most likely projected to go. But he could make it out of the first round. But these guys, some of these things, a lot of people fall for these, height, weight, size, speed specialists. And, they fall in love, draft these guys, overdraft them. And I don't think we're going to do that. And it looks like you're stacking up to be a lot of quality guys, and more than I think we knew coming into the draft. But still, it's not as it's very layered, very top heavy, and then there's some mixed. There's a mixed bag after that. But I mean, guys like this make it an easy evaluation. Like I said, if you can just bring him in to play off of Hassan, that's all we fucking need. That's it. All right. Stock down. Andre Carter II, the son of Andre Carter, the original. He disappointed with his 40. I mean, no, he didn't run the 40, but he was him not running the 40 says a lot because he's not confident in having a good time out there. Even though that track is fast, so I mean, if you're gonna try to hide, you're gonna have to show up really, and that puts a lot of pressure on your pro day. I would just say go out there and do it, and then go out there and double up on your pro day if you didn't do well to try and rebound. But not that he's 6'6", but I think maybe I have about the same wingspan as him, so he's not very long. And he had a down year as well. He had injuries, and then being double teamed, and just trending in the wrong direction. So I mean, but the talent is there still. I mean, if the talent is legitimate, then he's gonna make some team very happy with being underdrafted, being underrated. Mike Morris, don't know him, so don't care. Jaquelin Roy, don't care. Drew Sanders is a guy, a linebacker coming out of Arkansas. He was highly rated, projected to go in the first round, but he underwhelmed with his size, average arm length, and then he's can run decent in a straight line, quick, but the lateral change of direction, and that's very important for a linebacker, especially in today's modern age. They want linebackers to be lighter, but also quick, fast, to be able to make those tackles in space, and with these quarterbacks, what they're doing, spreading these defenses out, you got to be able to move. So I mean, that hurts him, and yeah, it may not hurt him. He may still be a day 2 pick, but maybe not as hyped as we thought he was. So yeah, Byron Young, D tackle, big guy, but didn't run well, and then also the athleticism, maybe not there. But hey, this could be a boom for the Eagles. Like I said, D tackle, we not even swing and miss. We just completely get not ghosted, but don't have a opportunity to draft Jalen Carter. Then you have to look at those second tier guys or third tier guys, and the depth at D tackle I don't think is all that deep. Yeah, I think it's I don't think it's worse than DN, the interior guys. I mean, those guys are a little bit more hard to come across, but yeah, he could be a windfall, a backup option. So we'll have to see. All right, let's look at some other guys that did well, ran well, because I mean this is the underwear Olympics. Yeah, just like I said, just a very fast class. 4.39 by Nolan Smith, Brian Young 4.43. Another guy out of Georgia, Beal Jr. 4.48. We need to talk about him. Adebowore, we talked about him 4.49. Yaya Diaby out of Louisville 4.51, and he's like a decent sized guy. Then 4.58. Van Ness, a guy that could come into play out of Iowa as well, 4.58. Didn't really start, but he was the most talented D lineman, so he had some solid numbers. And then lineman coming out of FAMU, Rattlers, 4.62, edge guy. Definitely not bad, man. So I mean, talent there in Tallahassee, Florida, where I come from, Florida boy. But yeah, man, it's interesting class. But it is worth noting that you look at this Twitter stat from this picture, and the guys that ran the fastest don't always perform. Have the best. They don't have the best track record of performing in the league. Manny Lawson, he was decent, but he didn't really have a notable career with the 49ers or I think the Bills. Isaac Hilton, don't even know him. Montez Sweat in the middle of his contract now. I think he ran in the 4.3s. I think right 4.36 or something like that. Maybe 4.39 as well. But so far, he's good, but he hasn't reached his potential. So, yeah, that can be overrated. So Like no, that's why I'm high on him, but he has to really, you have to go back and look at the tape and see if he can back up um, that show of athleticism with actual game knowledge, technique, and a good foundation and potential to actually fulfill, not just empty potential. It's like, oh, he's good. He can be good. Will he most likely be good? We have to project. Amari Barno, don't even know him, but I know he ran fast. I mean, like these guys, yeah, nobody's. They timed fast, but when it came time to perform, nothing. All right, let's see. Let's get to our guy here. Owen Pape, the freak, 225 pounds, ran 4.39, just blazy linebacker. And he had a 1.52, 10-yard split. Just, like I said, getting there quick. So, going to the, shooting forward, going through the, those gaps, A gap, B gap, and then moving around the space, reacting to, like guys behind him, trying to fill those holes in the zone and reacting to screens and stuff like that. You need a guy that shoots. I mean, like, it could be somebody that we look at. And like I said, we have Nakobe Dean, so I think we have one linebacker we're going to elevate. But the other linebacker, whether it be middle linebacker or our Sam, no, not Sam, Will linebacker, we'll see. So the weak side linebacker, I don't know what we're gonna do with that, or if we're gonna keep Nakobe in the middle, or if we're gonna shift him. I mean, he's an unknown, but we like what we saw from him, coming into the league. So we'll have to see. Derek Hall as well, ran a 4.55 coming out of Auburn, 6'3", 254. Just expected to have heavy hands, but I mean, hey. So like I said, a lot of guys show up and they surprise, but if it just backs up the tape, cool. And that's what we were stopped with day one here. So lots of guys impressed. Lots of guys need to go back to the drawing board and work on retooling for their pro days. But yeah. I'm excited for day 2, but look to 2 things here. So the Jacksonville Jaguars are looking to use their franchise tag, most likely to hold on to Evan Ingram, the tight end that came from the New York Giants. Athletic guy, ran a 4.4, brought a lot to their offense this past year, and really had very solid value. Had a connection with Trevor Lawrence there. So they're going to want to extend that, and their young team have lots of cap space, so they have the money, the resources to do it. I think it's a solid pickup for them, and he was always a guy who didn't really fulfill his potential in New York, but this season it looked like he was back on track to I think his rookie year, where he was consistent. So him maybe as a pro finding consistency by moving locations, and sometimes a new city, new place reinvigorates the soul. So shout out to him, kudos to him, and he's about to get paid. All right, but the last issue we're going to get to today, ex-Panthers owner Jerry Richardson has passed away at age 6, and he's very controversial because of the way he went out. He had a scandal with SA and abuse in the workplace. Made him sell the franchise, and it happened on his watch. So I mean, of course, it's his franchise, but he was very stubborn to the very end. Went down and didn't want to sell. He's famously known for having criticized Cam Newton, saying, "I don't want you to have no tattoos, and you don't have this kind of attitude or whatever." But then he's out here doing far worse things to women, and creating environments for that and all that stuff. But I mean, and it's like but he's one of the old school old boys, So I mean, kind of comes with the territory type deal. But yeah, I mean, like he wasn't active. He didn't have that hope in his life. Taking that man franchise might have ended him. So it is what it is. I mean, I don't feel no sympathy for him, whatever. Because I mean, it's just the undertones of the guy. Just like didn't like what he represented and stood for. But yeah, he passed away peacefully at home, and hey, not too quick after he sold his franchise. I mean, it was within the span of a couple years. So yeah, it is what it is. But on that note, we're going to get the fuck up out of here. So, as I always say, I mean, you're not even watching, but it's always Fly, Eagles, fly. And let's motherfucking go.
Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you
Thanks for watching. Check me out at Cintron, Cintron Anime, Cintron Life, or Cintron Laughs, or other social media.